Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for hosting us in another beautiful evening in Time to Be Happy gallery. Right? It's beautiful. And whoever wants to come and join us every Monday, usually, but we are now on Tuesday because Monday was a bit busy day. We also in the process right now, which I want to explain to you, to all of us here, what available spiritually to harness. This is the whole idea. Once you know what's available spiritually, cosmically, you can harness it by knowing about it. Yedia, knowing is the connection. So some people say, what should I do? How should I? Yeah, there are many things to do. There's a reason to do things, right? But at the same time, the knowing is the most important connection. Okay, so that's the part that we right now want to awaken for us, for the world. Okay, so if you can please also think about everyone in the world that needs to be aware, needs to be awakened for that particular light, that the particular gift that's available in this week. So we learn that we spoke about there was a Rosh Hashanah 10, 12 days ago until the day what we call Yom Kippur, right? Which we spoke about these 10 days as the building of the or constructing a vessel for the entire year. What is a vessel? Vessel is constructed with a few components. One is a desire to receive. I want. A vessel is a desire to receive. How much do you want? To the degree that that vessel can accumulate, and also to the amount or the pressure that that vessel can handle, right? So if I put a boiling water in a cup like that, it won't sustain, even though it's no problem with the hot water. But so you have to know and to gauge with the right desire for the entire year. So that's what we did in the first 10 days. Then there is a gap of 4 days, and which we are right now in that gap, which are the days that allow us to almost like a hyperloop to enter to the next eight, let's put it this way, 7, 8 days, which called Sukkot. In that time, we're building or constructing what we call the right column energy, which is the sharing and giving energy. Okay? That is what we're doing in the next 7 days from tomorrow night. Okay? So, in order to jump to that level of Sukkot, there's those days, which is now. Yesterday, again, it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And of course, Wednesday night, we're entering to the energy of Sukkot. What are we gaining from tomorrow night? Okay, what are we gaining? What do we want to know about tomorrow night? If you know, quote unquote, religiously, right? It's people know about the energy of Sukkot. There's a system where they're building almost like a temporary hut, right? Like from bamboo or from, it has to be natural or nature, okay? To connect to the nature as well. But the idea is that you have to be outside of your house. You build it outside of your house. What is the consciousness about it? That sharing or giving is only an opportunity so you can get outside of yourself. Most of the time, we are within ourselves. What about me? What am I feeling? What do I need? Who can give me? Who likes me? Who doesn't like me? Right? Most of the time is this conversation of me, me, me. The only opportunity you have to get outside of this craziness, which is in our head, is when you're really thinking about others, when you really feel somebody else, when you really also share with somebody else, you get the opportunity to get outside of yourself. So the first gift of why we are creating a structure outside of the house is, call it a symbol or call it a connection, to always get out, be in the training, be in the place that I want to get outside of myself. Now, this is what we've been building outside, so we will be almost like relocating to a very temporary what we call temporary structure. In this moment, in this time, we receive few gifts. And the main gift is building your ability to give. It's not many people think, yeah, I can give anytime I want, or I cannot give it. No. If you really understand that, it's not always the first choice of a human being to give. The first choice is like, what about me? What do I need? As opposed to what the world needs. What am I here to do for the world? Most of us, what do I here to do for me? What can I get more? And that is a structure that we want to build in the next 7 days. At least to know what is available cosmically, what is the energy that available is for us to construct a real force of giving. Second beautiful gift, every single day from tomorrow night is the energy of what we call protection. A lot of us have, maybe we can have a security system or cameras or, bodyguards or safe deposits, right? But the real security, I mean, again, no matter what kind of physical protection we can have, it still doesn't make me feel safe. The real safety, the real protection is we gaining protection from the Creator for 7 days to receive for the entire year. For the entire year. That is something that I would not hesitate or even think twice. We all need to protect what? First of all, our connection to ourselves, or the light that we generate since Rosh Hashanah till Yom Kippur. Now the Creator says, okay, all the work that you've done, now I'm giving you a tool to secure your connection, to protect all the vessel you build. So the negative side, our opponent, our evil inclination, our craziness won't destroy it. So the second gift is the protection. Now, what do we know from that? And how do we want to connect to it? 3 ideas. One is why the question should be, why should I give? Why should one be in sharing? Why? Where does it come from? Why I'm here? I want something. I take, I go, make money by myself. Why do I need to think about somebody else? Why do I need to share with people? What is this whole idea of giving? That's the first question. Second question is, what is the whole idea of certainty? Certainty, because we know the concept of uncertainty is very known. Most people wake up in the morning and they are not waking up with certainty, but the other way around. The reality, this world is suggesting the uncertainty rule, right? Most of people living in the unknown as opposed to know, right? So what is that idea, and how do I connect to it? Of course, in Sukkot. And the third idea is appreciation. Why do I need to appreciate, right? What is that idea? What can I learn from that? And how can I increase more of that? So if we understand all these 3 ideas, this is a mechanism that allows us to build what we call the protection, but also the connection for the days. So we know Kabbalistically that the whole idea of the spiritual work is to what we call in Kabbalah shivui tzura, to achieve a level of equality of form, right? If something is a square and something is a circle, I mean they're not connected, right? If somebody is what we learn in this world, plus and minus. Similarly, minus should be able to connect to the plus, right? No. You connect plus and minus, short circuit, right? It should be okay, but does not have an equality of form. So the idea of the spiritual work and all the religious world that missing out the point that it's not about now you need to pray, now there's a God that you need to say thank you. It's not about that. It's about transformation for a particular shivui tzura, a particular equality of form. What type of form we talking about? The form of the Creator. Each one of us is equipped coming to this world, and we have what we call the creator mechanism, but it's dormant, it's sleeping, it's not awakened. For example, we are in a gallery, okay? You can ask anyone who comes here, right? Anyone who actually is here is an artist. When you create, you also, huh? Doing art, no? Well, when you create, how is that feeling? It feels like the highest level of the day, or when you create, or when you manifest something that you create in your own hand. Why is so powerful? Or when you creative, like let's say, for example, if you work for a company and they cut your wings, right? Just do what we tell you to do. No, let me be creative. Let me add my gift in it, right? We want to activate the creativity because that is the connection to your creator, your God inside. And that can be activated when you create a shivui tzura. What is shivui tzura? Equality of form. Equality of form with what? With my creator. There is no God upstairs sitting there waiting for you with a white beard and all this story. It's right inside of each one of us. You come equipped with everything you need. So all those connections and all these types of education that we have is so we can transform many parts of us, many parts of our ego, many parts of our selfishness, many different parts. So eventually the creator in you will click. How do you do that? By similarity of form. So what is the force of the creator? The main energy and force of the creator is only to give, only influence, hashpa'ah, only influence. This is the only form of the creator. There is no receiving. It doesn't need anything from us. That force doesn't really take. That force cannot curse. That force cannot blame. That force cannot be upset with you. There's an angry God. We have to wipe that from this earth because that's what limits people. This nonsense that I would like to say it's the work of the negative side who convincing all the head of this world, the leaders of this world, to believe that and to convince people that they are very bad people because God hates them and therefore He's going to bring destruction. That's very low, very small. We need to really, actually, I will ask everybody, please pray for the people of the world to wake up and to really understand what a loving, caring, beautiful, giving, influencing creator is who we are, is inside of us. That's the simplest way to understand it. So what we learn, if the creator is a force of giving and influence, right? Not most of us wants to be influencer, right? We want to influence people, influence our family, influence our friends, influence the business, influence, with a good product, with a good friendship, right? We want that. We want that. Where does it come from? It's coming from that godly feature inside of you. It's that button that needs to be pressed. And nobody else can do it for you beside you. You have the control center inside of you. It's in your head. But you have to decide to do that. And you have the next 7 days free to grab the energy, the support, and the connection to become a giver, sharer in your consciousness. First of all, thinking about people. How often we thinking about people? Most of the day, we're thinking about people. What do I want from them? What did they do for me to me? What you've done for me lately? You know that? Or who should I call because I need a favor? right? Most of the day is busy thinking about others, of what can I give me. In the thought, it has to start in giving. Giving thoughts, good thoughts. How much it cost you to wake up in the morning and just launch good thoughts to the world, to people, to our enemies? How much it cost you? Nothing. Nothing. You can even be in a meeting, and instead of thinking about what you have to eat later, just think about good thoughts for the world. Shavot tovot, we spoke about it. Starts with thoughts. Then with feeling of warmth and love to the world. Sending love. Why not to give love? How difficult it is for us to give love. And third is in the actions. Take small, very small, but consistent actions of sharing. Consistent actions of sharing. These ideas are very simple, almost like most of us say, oh, that's a very nice idea, right? Yeah, any other time is nice. But this next 7 days, we need that energy. So every day of this week, from tomorrow night, we receive a free energy and free protection to that type of what we call mechanism of sharing. We need that support, and that's what's available to grab in the next 7 days. Every single day, I want to tell you how to do that, yes, but first of all, to know what's available, to know the consciousness, what do I want to connect, to receive in the next 7 days. What's available is ability to completely transform your shape, your form, to be like your creator, your godly energy, and it's inside of you. And as soon as you shift it, right away, it's not like, okay, it's going to happen tomorrow. It's immediate. Shape and form needs to change. So, brings us to the second part. Why it's important to be in certainty, right? How, if you remember the last time, or maybe today, or even now, that we are in a state of unknown, or state of uncertainty, right? Doubt, right? Imagine you living with somebody and you have doubt about it. Imagine, most of us, right? Most of the time you're dating somebody, right? If you have doubt, I'm not sure about them, right? Or when you have so much confidence about somebody and all of a sudden doubt creeps in, you feel weird, you feel disconnected, it feels bad for you. How I'm going to finish the month? Or where should I live? Should I move? Should I be here? Right? Most of the time, our life surrounded with uh, uh, surrounded with doubts, fear, insecurity. The product of certainty is being completely pushed aside, and nobody really think that every day, by them activating certainty, they activating their soul, they activating their life. People live life. You go to work, you're in relationship, and you have some deep inside, you have doubts. You should know everything stops. Nothing is moving. Don't wonder why people feel stuck. Obviously, after some time, I feel stuck. Why am I feeling stuck? I'm going to work. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. No, you overruling energy. You are in doubt, and therefore everything stops. Even though life look like continuing, it stops. So what you want to do, you want to activate yourself, and that is with the energy of certainty. That is what we're gaining for 7 days, free abundance of energy, of certainty. Why? Because, think about that. When we give, now this is a difficult part, but I would like to make it simple and practical. Why do we give? Most of us, if we, let's say, not today, maybe today we are spiritual. Up until today, okay? Why do we give? Why do we share? Right? Most of us, most of us, let's be honest, it's because we want to get something in return. We have some hidden reasons, hidden agenda. We like to call it hidden agenda. There's some hidden reason why I want to give to that person, or you give attention to that, or you share with them, or you open up about it, because you have a secret agenda, right? Many people will ask us, they're coming to study with us or with me or this. What's your agenda here, right? No, maybe say, well, what do you want from us? Why do you share with us all this wisdom and you never ask anything in return, right? People also will ask us. I always need to ask myself, is it absolutely pure sharing? Every time I'm going to ask myself, even though I do it for million years, it doesn't matter.
The person you are trying to reach is currently unavailable.
Thank you.
Please leave a
Apologies for that. So, if we are aware of our consciousness, if we're aware of ourselves, you will see that when you give, is like, what do I get and when do I get it? You need to be aware of that. Again, it's not makes you bad. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a liar or all kind of, thing that people feel bad about it, And by the way, a lot of people, sometimes they are very honest. I give because I have a certain agenda, right? Or we give, in a way of to control a situation, to control a person. So now, to achieve the level of certainty that we're talking about, you can only achieve it through giving. Why? Because giving makes you get outside of yourself. But giving with agenda, you inserted what we call the evil inclination in it. You inserted a very limited connection. Thank you. You inserted something that prevents you from developing certainty. Why? The whole idea of certainty can be developed when you give, but with zero agenda. And for that, we need almost like heavenly support. We need the energy of that. I need the strength to give without an agenda. Why? Because it built me a very strong muscle of certainty. That's the gift of giving. That's why I want to give, but not simply to give. It's to give so I can, because imagine if somebody tells you, give all your money away, right? What? What I'm going to have? What I'm going to do? The question will be, okay, let's say I do it. What I'm going to get? No? Anybody? This question come to your mind, right? Or the question that comes to your mind is, are you sure I'm going to get something? Are you sure something will happen, right? So the point I want to make over here, that most of us will give if we know for sure something coming back. I'm going to have for tomorrow, right? Giving, it's when you start activating, when you start become similar to your creator. But when you have an agenda, the creator is not there. You're not activating anything, because agenda means you have doubt. You give, but you have doubt because you're not sure that if you give without an agenda, abundance, you know what happened as a result of that? I'll tell you what happened. As you give without an agenda, I recommend to all of us to try it. Try small actions of giving and sharing with zero agenda, zero. Run away from there. Never come back to it. Try it with $1. Try it with a love. Try it with a hug. Try it with something. But run away, because that is the moment where you start, like I would say, transforming your form, and that is activating what we call abundance, shefa, abundance, endless abundance that you connected when you activating the real energy of giving. And that is the gift of the next 7 days. It's like, imagine you go into storage, and the storage is open to grab everything you need for the entire year. So you will be very lethargic, knowing what I need to take. You're not gonna just go and take, I need toilet paper, right? You need food, you need supply. You're gonna go in and grab as much as you can, so you will be able to sustain yourself for the entire year. These 7 days are very important, and it's free. That's the gift. The free is knowing that is available, and sure, soon I'm going to share with you how to do that. Okay. But first is the consciousness. Now, the third part is what? Appreciation. Why it's important to appreciate? Well, again, the simple way of appreciation that we all learn is what? What you don't appreciate, right? You're going to lose. And then whatever you lost, now you appreciate it. Right? Does that make sense? That's everybody know that. Everybody know they have it like around their head. It's like it's spinning. I have to appreciate. I have to appreciate my parents because one day. I have to appreciate my friends because I have all kind of, right. That's very nice. That's very nice. It's very good. But that type of appreciation lost, even as you said, I appreciate. That's the degree of appreciation that you have. To the length of the word. That's it. I appreciate you. That's it. It's end. Nothing else happening. What we want to awaken in the energy of Sukkot is to appreciate the discomfort. Most of us appreciate when we receive something. Most of us appreciate when things manifest the way we want them to manifest. Most of us appreciate when people are flattering us, and people are supporting us, and people are giving to us, and people are calling us. I appreciate the call. I appreciate the pity. I appreciate, that. That's it. That's when we appreciate. But do you appreciate being uncomfortable? Do you appreciate, some people, when I spoke about it today with a group of people, and we shared, how many of us appreciate the answer no? You wake up in the morning, no, I didn't get the text that I want. Next day, you're calling somebody, no answer. The date for the night, cancel. All right, the business deal that meant to pass today, no. No, no, no. As opposed to a day, you wake up, hey, text, 5, 7 texts of like, wow, we missed you. You are beautiful. And we like to do business with you and looking forward for the day tonight. Which day will be more likely for us to appreciate? The yes day. We learn even in business. A lot of people who are managing business, they want yes men. Yes men. Somebody will always say yes. Yes, boss, yes, boss, yes, boss, yes, boss. This business never grow. We know that today. We know that business never grow. Yes, man, you have no business. Maybe you have a job. You don't have business. Business is managed or grow when there is the no. No, we shouldn't do this way. Or no, I don't want to do this way. I want to do that way. That back and forth. So which day we most likely to appreciate the yes? Wow, what an energy. Yes, yes. Wow, I feel the light. That is where people appreciate. And that obviously is a trick, right? Is a tricky day because we think something is happening. We think that's how it should be. We're going to need to learn to build appreciation when you hear 60, 70, no, 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 no. Then your appreciation have length, have power to draw. Because appreciation is like everything that, like for example, you buying a house, right? You expecting that the market, right, would appreciate that, right? So the value will grow. That's what we're talking about it this way, right? The word appreciation is called ha'aracha, leha'arich, which is to appreciate. But if you can switch the letter, you can get the same sound of the word ha'aracha, aroch, lengthy. Same word. Switch the letter. Extension, length, lengthy of light, length of abundance that comes from appreciation like that. Appreciation have the power within it to extend relationship, to extend health, to extend, insight, to extend your depth, to extend so many things. So what is appreciation? I would like to call it continuity, continuity of fulfillment, of light, continuity of happiness is not limited happiness, continuity of abundance, continuity of influence, that their influence will continue even if you're not there anymore. You have sometimes people in your life that, it's happened to us a lot when we share wisdom. Somebody comes, and says, "Oh, Benjamin, I remember the lesson you taught me 7 years ago." 7 years, I don't remember that meaning, right? But imagine the person 7 years ago comes to me and says, "Wow, I can't forget what you told me. Every day I'm thinking about it." 7 years. That's the one lesson they needed, right? He's been feeding from that one lesson, right? Somebody came to me actually, and I remember 10 years ago, I came to your level 1 Kabbalah. And he came 10 years later to tell me this. And it changed his life. Why did you go 10 years? But sometimes, people need one nugget and that's enough for them, right? Depend on the individual. Nothing is wrong. But I want to see that your influence, each one of us, through appreciation, it's creating length, extension that is going on further away from you and from that moment. That's his appreciation. That you don't need to do anything for that. The relationship will grow, the connection will grow. So what do we want to appreciate? To be outside of ourselves. That's what Sukkot is about. It's the hot, it's cold outside, right? What do we usually do? Okay, and then now I'm gonna share with you these 3 ideas are related to simply one particular action that you can do every single day. Is what? Find the sukkah, wherever you see it. Go sit under the sukkah. Minimum of 30 minutes a day. Minimum a day. Go take your, instead of, doing your, how you call it, swiping and scrolling, in somewhere else, just sit at the sukkah. Anywhere you found. Or, of course, we in New York, we have it in the Midtown. We have a sukkah, it's open, it's in the street and inside the center. You can go and sit there and eat your lunch. If you in Queens, I have a huge sukkah I built, for everybody to come and enjoy. You just need to sit under that roof. Why? I'll explain to you because it's super powerful, super powerful. This sukkah represents what we call the Ananei HaKavod, the cloud of protection. In the desert, it represents that when the Israelites were in the desert, every time they needed to travel, there was a cloud that traveled with them. So, but the way it worked is that whenever the cloud starts moving, they had to pack up their stuff and go follow that cloud. Every time the cloud stopped, they park. Now, just to understand the discomfort, right? You're in the desert, you have to build your tent, you have to, sometimes those clouds will stay for probably 17 years. You never know when it comes. Imagine you're in place, the cloud is moving, yeah, let's pack and go. Uncomfortable. Sometimes it's for a day. You park, you start to unpack, the cloud's moving. I need to pack up and go. What is the secret here? What is the secret? The protection is that you're always uncomfortable, but you appreciate because this is your protection. You appreciate the discomfort. Packing, unpacking, again, just the concept of that, of moving, right, outside, being uncomfortable, but uncomfortable when you share, uncomfortable when you give. What is uncomfortable giving? Without any agenda. I'm uncomfortable giving without knowing what's going to happen, who is going to give me back. I'm uncomfortable. That is when you build appreciation. That is when you extend your appreciation. So again, it's very simple, but required 7 days of that. If you can't find, maybe be uncomfortable and find a sukkah, okay? Or even in New York or wherever you are, you can definitely find and go sit daily and meditate under the sukkah. The light that I receive under the sukkah is what we call the energy of giving. I need the strength to give. I need the strength to be certain that when I give without agenda, I build a strong, I'm activating myself, I'm activating the creator. That's the only energy you need. And the third, to appreciate the discomfort, to appreciate that. And that is what you create by sitting in the sukkah. Now we know there's many, many secrets there. But this is the simplicity and practicality of that sukkah. Okay? Next, what I want to share with you is one beautiful idea that happening in the first day of Sukkot. It says, it says there's a verse in the Torah. It speaks about in the where we're learning about Sukkot. Ulkachtem lachem bayom harishon. He says in the first day of Sukkot, you take branches. You know, we're holding lemon, citrus, and few items that is not the time right to talk about. Maybe next week, and we're using them as a tool for us to awaken that light. But what is that light that is the next step? And again, I'm saying there's many, many levels to the sukkah. Today, I want to expose whoever is a beginner or wants to start connecting to it. That is the first connection. The second is a deeper one, but the idea is that you want to ulkachtem lachem. Lachem is to you or for you. But if you understand a little bit the words and what the Kabbalah is teaching us, lachem, if you switch the letter, you get the word melech, king. This is what you want to connect in Sukkot as well. The Creator gives us a tool that we will rule. What is a king? King has to have, putting a crowd, right? He's the head of the people. You need to be the head of your life. You need to control your life. And this is where the Creator gives us a tool, right? This is where, because the binding of all those species that we taking together, okay, in the Sukkah, is that binding, is the connection of we are in charge of our life. We are the king, meaning, what is a king? King is somebody who is in charge. King is somebody who is knowing what's going on, okay? And that's another connection that you want to awaken, but a king, right, have a simple agenda. What is the agenda of the king? Make everybody happy. Make everybody flourish. Make everybody, rich and sustenance for everybody. Abundance to everybody. That's a king. King is a real king. Is somebody who wants to, like a King Solomon. In the time of King Solomon, 70 years, the entire world had no famine, had no poor people. Everybody have money. Everybody have anything that they need. So you understand, the real king is somebody who's feeding the entire world. And Sukkot, it's all about feeding the entire world with that particular light that we're talking about, this particular consciousness. This is our job. So we're going to the Sukkah to make a connection for the entire world and people who are not aware of that. Therefore, there's a specific reading. We're not now going to talk about it, but the specific reading we're reading from the Torah over there to feed all the nations of the world, to pray for all the nations of the world. This is what we call Sukkot Shalom, the Sukkah of peace, the connection, the covenant of peace as well. Last idea is is the idea of the temporary structure. It's called Dirat Erai, right? It's a temporary structure, right? It's from wood, it's outside, it's shaky, the roof is just like lying, laid there, it can fly. It's really like, almost like a temporary, you see, it's like very much like structure that, flimsy, clumsy even sometimes, Why? Why is that? First of all, to know that you are temporary if you are not connected to the light. Your success is temporary if you are not connected to your light. Everything in life is temporary if you are not making yourself permanent. If you go to that sukkah, you connect in there, it's a 7 days again. Sometimes we're also the idea of temporary is to know that you have a window in time. It's a temporary window for 7 days. Don't ask in 6 months, oh, I have doubts, I have fear, I have worries. Yeah, the Creator already gave you the system 6 months ago. It was for 7 days. It was temporary. Use it. Therefore, all our certainty through the year will be temporary certainty, will be temporary sharing, temporary excitement, temporary happiness. No, I want to use that to become a permanent individual. Permanently, I'm doing this work. I want certainty for the entire year. I want to be giving all this year. I want to be in giving and sharing mode. That's what you want to connect. So any part of this year that, a lot of people after Rosh Hashanah or stuff like that, they get excited, they do some stuff, spiritually. And then, the winter comes and like, okay, we're home, I'm not going anymore. I fell off the wagon, they call it, right? It's the same story like December 31st, right? Everybody make lists and gigantic goals and soul searching until January 2nd. And then everything go out the window. Most of us, we're good to write the list and then put it in this drawer and I don't remember that, right? So let's be what we call Dirat Keva. Let's be a permanent spiritual individual. Permanent, what it means is that Bederech Keva, I'm doing something permanently. It doesn't mean you have to do everything and all day long. Even if it's one thing that you took today and you said, this year, this is what I'm going to do every single day, a little bit. But you have to do it every day. Doesn't mean the amount, doesn't mean the time, as much as you can, but take upon yourself. And that will be a very strong, what we call cable for you to lift you this year. But you have to make that decision, okay? So whether if, even you say, you go to the sukkah and you're sitting there, I need the strength to be appreciating the discomfort. Even that, sitting there and meditating on it, you will see it will give you the strength 6, 7 months forward. You don't understand how it is. Because sukkah, the Creator invite us to that sukkah. It's warmth, it's love, it's beauty. That is you. This is you. You know that this is you. You are not the hatred. You are not the rudeness. You don't want to be mean. You don't want to be. Anybody wake up in the morning, I want to be angry. Nobody does it. But it's just because we don't have a mechanism to build strength We're losing it in 2 seconds. So let's use that tool. Again, I'm saying again, find the sukkah from tomorrow night. If you want, we have a connection in Queens, we have in Manhattan, in Midtown. You're gonna find in a city plenty of them. Just go make a daily connection. Either bring some food, it's there. Either bring, your computer, sit, work, and really, or even just go in, meditate, make a connection, and go. That's it. So this is for this week. We're gonna keep study more, of course, about it. There's many, many beautiful secrets. But I want to wish you a beautiful rest of the week, of course. But really to connect to that holiday, to that, cosmic moment, and pray for the world. This is the light. The world need that light of Sukkot. Thank you so much, everyone.